Hey everybody, it's Marquita and I'm here to do Vloggiving day 23, and today's subject is wisdom. Um, what wisdom means to me is learning from your mistakes. I have made a lot of mistakes in my life that I have learned from. And not even, well, they initially were my mistakes. I was thinking, because I was like, well, I didn't do anything, but I did. But what I was thinking of was like past relationships. Has taught me a little more and a little more and a little more. My first serious relationship, what that taught me after that was over is not one person should be the leader. And in that relationship, we both were the leader, but at different aspects of the relationship. Like I took care of the bills and I made sure that we had things, and he made sure that we had food to eat, and he made sure that the house was clean. And but we both depended on each other, which was not healthy, because with us both depending on each other, we were both hurting each other. We were both hindering each other in growth. And like, I could make up an excuse and say, oh, well, I was 18, he was 45, but I was 18. I was an adult. That's not no excuse. And he didn't make me depend on him. He treated me like a queen, which was not what I needed. Because when I say he treated me like a queen, he waited on me hand to foot. And if I wasn't fat and he could pick me up, he probably would have carried me. And that is like real. And when I say hand and foot, all I have to do is say I'm thirsty. He would get up. He'd give me something to drink. He would give me something to eat. I ask him, will you give me something to drink? Will you give me something to eat? I'm sleepy. He would go and make the bed, which did not help me, because like, it's nice to do that for somebody, but then when we broke up, I was like, okay, I'm thirsty and I don't feel like getting up to get something to drink. Or I'd be like, okay, well, I'm thirsty right now, so I go into the kitchen and I would pick up some chips, like drinks, and a lot of drinks, like pops and stuff, just so I didn't have to get back up, which was a double negative, because I now have, fattening junk food beside me and I'm not moving. So, and that's the only negative that I can think I can say about that relationship was he was too nice. I felt like I was too nice, because I just won't go into that one. My second serious relationship, what I learned from that was not to judge people, because if I would have judged him the way that everybody else judged him, I would have never seen his sweet side. And I tell people, he is not like how he acts. And they're like, what? Like, whatever. Like, you're stupid and you were just in love and you were blind. And it was like, no. Like, I wouldn't lie. You know, like, why would I lie? Like, of course, like, if we're together, then yeah, I could lie. Or if we broke up and we were going to get back together, then yeah, I might lie. But it's like, you know, in the first relationship, I called it off. In the second relationship, it was, I brought up the subject, but it was a mutual decision because this is what I think. I think we broke up because of space, because we lived like an hour from each other, but we talked a year and a half on the phone as friends before we even started dating. So when we got into the relationship, it was like, okay, well, like, we're friends. And it was sort of like Half Crazy by Music. Music So Child. Half Crazy, like, it was like we really shouldn't have dated because it was like we were too good of friends. And like I said, we had conversations about some things that if most people had conversations about that, they'd be like, okay, I would never date him. I'm not even going to be around him. And like, I knew him from a friend aspect. And then when we started dating, he was not the friend. And I'm laughing because like the stories I have heard from him and his ex-girlfriends that befriended me, I'm just like, wow, like, dude, like, really? And then like when we got together, it's like, okay, like, who are you? And it's not that in a bad way. And I will say that he had very, very much big anger issues. He had jealousy issues, like, really, like he wasn't, he was the white Ike Turner. I just put it like that, with his other girlfriends. And then we got together and he was like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It was like I don't know this guy. And like I wasn't like attracted to him like for his like violentness. Like I loved having a conversation with him. Like, we can talk about anything and everything. And when we dated, nothing changed. The only thing changed was our status, but we still talked about the same things. And you know, of course, he wasn't talking about the other girls because it's like we were together. But like, you know, and then like with us living so far apart, and then it was just like, I felt like we lived too far apart because it wasn't like I didn't drive and I still don't drive, and it wasn't like I could just hop in my car or he could hop in his car and we can visit each other. No, it wasn't that easy. It wasn't that easy. And so initially we just both decided, like, I decided, you know what, I can't do long distance relationship. That specific things just don't work for me. And he was just like, you know what, I agree, because I can't move to Knoxville and you can't move up here with me, or you don't want to move up here with me, and I legally cannot move to Knoxville. So that's what stopped that. And then Gary is my third serious relationship. So, you know, we're still together, but we have had problems that I have learned from and am still learning from. And every day is a learning situation. So that's what wisdom means to me, is learning from your mistakes and not repeating them. And so far, I can honestly say, relationship wise, I have not repeated anything that made me break up with the first two serious relationships. Because the first one, he smoked. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do any drugs. And I was like, okay, well, when I was 18, I was like, oh, well, that's fine that you smoke. I don't smoke. And then, you know, it got to me. It was like, you know what, I'm sick. You know, the smoke is bothering me. He tried to respect me to smoke outside, but it was still on his clothes. And then the second guy smoked, but he did not smoke around me. And like the whole time, like if we spend like a week with each other, he wouldn't smoke. Not even one time in that whole week. And that was nice, you know, even though he did smoke, but he wouldn't smoke around me, like while I was with him or while he was at my house. And he drank alcohol. And so I was like, well, I mean, he's a mean drunk, but he was never a mean drunk to me. And so, like, I tell him, I was like, you are just my mama in a man's body. And I was like, y'all definitely can't drink together, which one time they did, and they did almost get into a fight because neither one of them was willing to back down, and it was almost a fist fight. And it would have been bad because, you know, I would have understood on both sides, like, okay, well, you said this and you said this, but then I would also been mad because, like, that's my mama, that's my boyfriend, and it's like I wouldn't be able to pick, you know. No, you cannot have juice. Now go to bed. Hold on. So yeah, so the moral of the story is learn from your mistakes. And when you do, when you truly learn from your mistakes, you will gain a lot of wisdom. So I hope y'all like this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.